Is it possible that Grover Norquist is a secret Muslim? There's some new evidence that's come out that might lead you to believe that that's the case, or probably not. But first we're going to talk about the woman who has put out this theory. That is Cathie Adams. You're probably not familiar with her. I wasn't before this, but we're going to tell you all about her. She is the president of the Texas Eagle Forum, and she was recently doing a PowerPoint presentation on radical Islam and the Muslim Brotherhood. This was sponsored by the Far North Dallas Tea Party. They posted this video where she talked about some of her theories. Now, from the title of that PowerPoint presentation, you won't be surprised to find out that she sees the creeping power of Islam all over the country, what she calls stealth jihad. Now, she's previously railed against, this man, Amir Omar. He ran for Congress as a Republican back in 2006, and she thinks that at least she was instrumental in stopping him from being elected to Congress. Eventually, she was known for questioning a former Bush administration official, and also conservative activist, by the way, Suhail Khan, saying, "Where did he come from? How did this man get here? Did he overstay a visa?" Turns out he was born in Colorado. She doesn't know how to use Google, I suppose. Although she does know how to put together a PowerPoint presentation, so that's a point in her favor. Now she's attacking Grover Norquist. Now, you might say that doesn't make any sense. You have the Tea Party, this woman who is a big Tea Party official, and anti-tax activist Grover Norquist. So how could he possibly be a Muslim? Well, he did marry a Muslim woman, so guilt by association, I suppose. And by the way, and then she goes on to say, "Oftentimes we like what he says about economic issues, but he is in fact trouble with a capital T. After all, he is showing signs of converting to Islam himself." She shows a picture of him. "As you see, he has a beard." Now, you might react with, well, that's crazy. Yeah, he has a beard. That doesn't mean he's a Muslim. Lots of people who aren't Muslims have beards. That's true, but I've noticed in my past that these bearded individuals often lead questionable lives, and it makes me wonder, in hindsight, were they possible Muslims as well? Uncle Sam, for instance, always talking about war. Why is he constantly talking about needing to invade other countries? Now, he doesn't use the term jihad, but that seems to be how he leads his life. Gandalf put together a secret cell that invaded Mordor. Questionable behavior. He consorts with people who use magic and these mystical voodoos and stuff like that. Possible secret Muslim in Middle-earth. There's also Tom Hanks in Castaway. Nah, I love Tom Hanks. Can't really fault him. He's a lovely guy. And so, yeah, obviously this is ridiculous. All jokes aside, Grover Norquist occasionally says some reasonable things, I suppose, but historically, he does not seem to have the best interests of America at heart, and so you'd think that they would be perfect bedmates, but unfortunately not. Now, moving past the Grover Norquist stuff, because that's obviously ridiculous, I think that she only said it to get news, and so mission accomplished, I suppose. But she's simply not happy anymore, I suppose, with attacking the U.S. government, attacking Barack Obama. And once again, we see these references to stealth jihad, to creeping Islam across America, the possibility of Sharia law being followed or being imposed on different communities. And this is ridiculous. I think that you are smart enough to understand that this is ridiculous. There's almost nothing less likely to be a threat to the U.S. government. I was able to catalog a couple of things, actually. I found the threat of lizard people in government. We found out recently that about 1 in 20 Americans believe that lizard people control the U.S. government. That's less likely than Sharia law being imposed across America. Government controlling tornadoes. Recent conspiracy theory by Alex Jones. He believes that Oklahoma was some sort of false flag, and that the government has a machine that lets them create tornadoes. That is less likely than Sharia law across the country. And also the possibility of us being herded into hobbit homes thanks to the UN's Agenda 21. This is Louis Gohmert's little pet theory. And I actually don't understand why it's so bad. Now, maybe he has a nice house, but for me, those hobbit homes are delightful and much bigger than the apartment I currently live in. So I would be fine with that. But despite my willingness to engage in this hobbit homery, less likely than Islam taking over America. And so I cover it when it comes up, when they say these crazy things, but maybe you out there can enlighten me. Why is it that they're so constantly worried about Islam, about Sharia law in America, when we know that it's almost impossible that even in local communities we could see Islamic law being imposed on Americans? I honestly don't have answers at this point. It's something that I'm going to continue to follow because it's interesting. And I suppose so long as the Tea Party and their representatives are attacking these boogeymen, I guess that undercuts their argument and makes them a little bit easier to defeat in elections.